Minus. So I'm the owner of Adaptive Marketing Solutions. We're a digital marketing agency based on the North Shore. We were founded in 2013. I'm a registered Google partner. So what that means is I've gone through certification through Google for both Google AdWords and Analytics. I have 14 years of sales and marketing experience, specifically focused within British Columbia and Canada. What we're going to learn today is there's actually quite a bit we're going to be talking about. I'm going to do an introduction to Google Analytics, how to use data to increase qualified leads, lead generation using SEO and Google Analytics, Google AdWords and Analytics, and I'm going to leave about 10 minutes at the end for questions because I am assuming people will probably have questions. So the main thing that I normally hear from clients when I start working with them, they say, why do I invest online? Why should I put my money into online marketing as opposed to traditional and everything else? There's so many different marketing mediums. We have newspapers, magazines, TV, radio, guerrilla marketing, the whole gambit. But why go online? Well, the answer is actually quite simple. Online marketing is extremely inexpensive. So the reason that you go online is because newspaper ads are very expensive, and outbound traditional marketing is extremely expensive. Whereas, say, with Google AdWords, I can generate a lead I've generated them as inexpensive as $5, right? As opposed to, say, spending $400 on a newspaper ad, right? So you're trying to maximize your return on investment. Another thing is, and a lot of people, like this is going to have dramatically changed, but everybody's mobile. Everybody has a cell phone. On average, I believe it was 2013, 2014, they said that you would check your phone 150 times per day. And as the age got younger, you went up to 300 times per day. I don't really want to know how much I check my phone, because I'm sure it's like 600 to 900 times per day. But, you know, buyers are mobile, and everybody and every business needs to recognize this, because if you're not targeting mobile users and locations, then this could be a lot of money left on the table. So fun thing that I get to tell everybody tonight. So I do have a secret to Google, and I know what they're about. Google itself is a business, and what they do is they sell eyeballs, advertising, right? So what they do is, they say if you ever use a search engine, you type in North Vancouver restaurants. I was using one the other day, and what happened was I got New West, Circus New West. So how likely are you going to be to reuse that search engine if you type in North Vancouver restaurants and it gives you something totally irrelevant to what you're actually looking for? And chances are probably not a lot of you would use the same search engine. So really my business, say a search engine, is by feeding you relevant content. So the more relevant I can be to your search right off the bat, if I can predict what you are, the more likely you are to use my search engine. So that's good how Google works. They work on relevancy. So the more relevant you are, the better for them, because the better results for the people that are making the searches, if that makes sense. So really, in anything that Google does, whether it's analytics or say regular organic ranking, Google AdWords, or anything like that, you actually get benefits by being more and more relevant to what you are targeting. As you become less relevant, you get penalized. So what we're going to talk about right now is we're going to get into a brief introduction of analytics. I could talk at least 60 minutes on Google Analytics. There's so much information there, but we're going to talk on a couple of different parts inside of it that will help you to understand what's happening online, and this is really important too. So Google Analytics, what it is it's relatively simple. All it is a JavaScript code that says, it uses cookies to basically track what visitors do. So it records data on where browsers are from, what devices they're using, and how long and what they do inside of your website. So this is pretty standard information, but it is very useful when you're a business. So this is one example. This is called the user flow diagram. So for people that are new to analytics, one of the tools inside of it is called a user flow. What this diagram is this is only obviously a rectangle. It can go as far as really how many times there's interactions. So as you have a starting page, and from the starting page it shows you where traffic goes to the different pages in your website. So why is this important? So really the main reason why this is important is that I can determine if people are leaving the website substantially. So say if I have a page like say news, or I have a page like sales, something like that, and I have a 90% exit rate, that probably means that the content that people are coming in for is not relevant to them. So I have an issue with my strategy and how I'm approaching a business. So really what we're trying to determine is how many interactions qualified browsers take. On average, there's 3. Issues with page errors or content. So we're trying to make everything more relevant so that people that are browsing on our websites are more engaged with the content. And with engagement comes conversions. So if they're not engaged, they're going to leave, like anyone. The more engaged they become, the more sales that will come from. Because, hey, that's relevant to me. Okay, I want to find out more. Okay, that's totally what I want. Okay, I'm going to buy. And that's typically what happens online. So pretty much as we increase engagement, we reduce the exit rate because we're becoming more relevant to the browser itself. Another important form is through channels. So this is your audience. And essentially it'll show where people come from, whether it's direct, social, organic, other, which is miscellaneous, referral, or paid search. In this, we're able to determine which channel refers the most business, or which one refers the most browsers. If organic is extremely low, like say 1 or 2, then there's issues with how you appear in search engines, or how you are promoted to search engines. Obviously, you're not really promoted by Google itself. So, but say if we know that social refers a lot, then maybe we'll want to implement content marketing strategies and advertising to capitalize on this relevancy. So with something like this, you can basically determine how everything is optimized or how everything is not optimized, and where we can find potential leads and where we can best spend limited marketing budgets. So we can basically do all of this. So what type of strategies to implement the works? So if it's content marketing, if it's advertising, it's the whole shebang. How browsers found you. So this is really, once again, a very small portion to the actual graph. I have only a rectangle. So in search engine optimization, I can find out exactly where you rank in Google, what page, what position, wherever, as well as the impressions or the clicks. So this one is the clicks. So I can see who clicks through, what they do, where they go, how long they spend, and where I need to make changes or optimizations. So say if I'm targeting specific keywords, I know how relevant I am. So typically the first page is positions 1 through 9. Each page has 9 positions. So you divide them by 9 and you know what page you're on. So 41's basically 4. So yeah, like that's pretty much what you do. So if you're looking at finding if a keyword is ranking poorly or if it's actually really ranking and generating a lot of traffic, you're going to find out your relevancy here. So you're going to find out how relevant you are to people that are searching for a specific query, like say marketing solutions, right? So that's pretty much how one portion of Google Analytics can help you. It gives you insight to what's going on in your website. Another really, really big important thing about Google Analytics is I know where you come from. So with advertising, you can come to me with a $10,000, $20,000 budget, I will spend it. No problem. But if I know where people are coming from and where qualified people and browsers are coming from, I can determine it here. So then I know if I'm spending money, whether it be on Facebook, whether it be on Google AdWords, I can target it. So my ROI is typically going to be much, much higher than it would be to do a general spread of all the areas, collect data, and then do it again. So this really helps with advertising targeting and maximizing return on investment. So how this data can help us to grow is that you find out where your audience comes from. We can find out where browsers drop off before they buy and how relevant they are to target markets and their queries. Ultimately, Google Analytics is a free tool, and the number one thing that I find when I start with businesses is they don't have it enabled. It's free. All of this data is free, and really, as a business owner, you're missing out and you're leaving a lot of money on the table by not enabling it. And it's really, really common, but nobody really tells you about it. right? You find out for me, and I say, well, I've got to run it for now a month to collect data to be able to even make a decision on what's going on. Whereas you could have years of data that I can pull from, and I can say, this is the way we should do it this month, this is the way we should do it now. And it really does help you quite a bit to understand where your business is and what it's doing. So next we're going to talk about maximizing qualified traffic and business leads, and this is an introduction to search engine optimization. Search engine optimization is essentially me promoting keywords to Google to rank higher. Traffic typically goes up as I rank higher in Google. 75% of people do not go past page 1. So the closer I can get to the top position, the more traffic that I'll get, and subsequently the more leads that I will get as well. So we're going to do 3 basics to search engine optimization. So we have meta information, image alternative tags, and visible content. All 3 of these are extremely important, and the number one thing when I start with a business is not properly done, or people don't necessarily know that they're not even optimized. So this is one of the more important things to what I was hoping to share with you guys tonight.